Bonjour les jeunes, c'est votre classe de français numéro 5 et aujourd'hui nous allons parler de l'histoire de France. Nous allons parler de l'histoire de France. J'ai pensé que ce serait bien de faire un petit break des dialogues et de parler un petit peu de la France, de ce qu'elle était avant et de ce qu'elle est devenue. So I thought that it would be good to take a little break from our dialogues and to talk about the history of France, about France and what she was and what she became. So this packet right here, ce petit paquet de ces papiers que je vous ai donné, c'est l'histoire de France cours moyen. It's the story of France, the history of France. And cours moyen just mean that it's for middle class. So even though you guys are higher grade, I think it's a good way to start because the French is easier to understand. So, I gave you the whole first chapter, but we're only going to go from this one right here, La Gaule avant la conquête romaine, Gaul before the Roman is the salad. No, not the romaine salad. The Roman conquest, okay, from Rome, the Romans. So it's gonna go so basically it's gonna go here, then you've got the back right there, sorry, it's upside down, and then we're gonna go all the way to right here, including that picture, okay? And then next history class will do the rest. So, go ahead and open it to the first page. Ouvrez la première page. Allez à la première page. Okay? And I'm going to read in French. And I want you, as I'm reading in French, to try to definitely follow. Follow with your finger as much as you can. I'm going to go slow. I want you to try to understand as much as you can. By listening and by reading at the same time, you're going to retain more of the way that the sentences are formed, the vocabulary words, and even if there are some words you don't understand, it's okay because I'm going to translate as we go. But I don't want you to just sit there and listen to me speak. I want you to follow on here. I want you to follow and try to follow exactly what I'm saying, just keep going and try to repeat those words, try to say it at the same time I'm saying it. You can read, and that way you're going to hear, if you try to say it at the same time, you're going to hear if you're saying it wrong or if you're saying it right, and that's going to help you correct yourself, okay? So we're going to start. I'm going to read everything. Okay, so we're gonna go from the top. I'm gonna read every single line over here, over here, over here. I'll even read right here that little saying right under here, okay? All right. Histoire de France. Cours moyen. Livre premier. Oh, okay, let me say the little thing right here. Casque et bracelet gaulois entouré de gui. So this is a helmet, a Gaulois helmet, and a bracelet, a Gaulois bracelet. And then all around you see this is gui. Gui is that plant, which is, if I'm not mistaken, gui is mistletoe. Mistletoe is gui. Okay? Okay. Livre premier. Les Gaulois, les Romains et les Francs. jusqu'au Xe siècle après Jésus-Christ. So it's the Gaulois, the Romans, and the Franks. Up until the 10th century after Jesus Christ. Okay? So basically, from Jesus till about 900, the 900s, after Jesus. Chapitre 1er, la Gaule jusqu'au 5e siècle après Jésus-Christ. So the Gaule until the 5th century after Jesus Christ. La Gaule avant la conquête romaine. Gaul before the Roman conquest. La Gaule. Il y a 2000 ans, la France s'appelait la Gaule. 2000 years ago, France was called Gaule. You should have known that. I think you could understand that sentence. La Gaule était habitée par une centaine de petits peuples. So Gaul was inhabited by hundreds of little tribes. Chacun d'eux avait son nom particulier et souvent ils se battaient les uns contre les autres. Every one of them had a particular name and very often they would fight against each other. Elle n'était donc pas une patrie, car une patrie est un pays dont tous les habitants doivent s'aimer les uns les autres. It was therefore not a country. For a country is a place where all the inhabitants must care for one another. Okay, tournez la page. Différences entre la Gaule et la France. Differences between Gaul and France. Si les Gaulois revenaient au monde, ils seraient bien étonnés de tout ce qu'ils verraient. Ils ne reconnaîtraient pas leur pays. If the Gaulois came back to life in this day and age, they would be so astonished to see all that there is. They would not recognize their country. La Gaule était toute couverte de forêts, dont beaucoup ont été coupés depuis et remplacés par des champs et par des prairies. Gaul was all covered with forest. A lot was cut out since then and replaced by fields and by prairies. Il n'y avait pas de chemin de fer. Il n'y avait pas de belles routes comme aujourd'hui. There was no railroad tracks. There was no beautiful roads like today. Les Gaulois voyageaient à pied, à cheval ou sur de gros chariots par de mauvais chemins. The Gaulois were traveling by foot, by horse, or on big chariots on very bad roads. Bad as in they were not good roads, they were not easy roads, they were difficult because they were trails. Pour faire le tour de la Gaule, il fallait plus de temps qu'il n'en faut aujourd'hui pour faire le tour du monde. It was taking more time to do all of Gaule by foot or by horse or by carriage than today to go all around the world. So, needless to say, it was difficult to travel. Okay, so you see a picture right there, right, of huts. So let's talk about ville, village et maison. Cities, villages, houses. Il n'y avait qu'un petit nombre de villes en Gaule et elles étaient toutes petites. There was only a small number of cities in Gaul and they were all very small. Les Gaulois habitaient presque tous dans des villages, so all the Gaulois were living practically all in villages. Les maisons étaient en terre ou en bois et couvertes de paille. The houses were made out of dirt and wood are made of wood and covered with hay. Elles n'avaient pas de fenêtres ni de cheminée. They had no, you should know what fenêtre et cheminée means. So they had no window nor chimneys. L'air et la lumière n'entraient que par la porte. Air and light were only coming in through the door. La fumée sortait par un trou du toit, and the smoke will come out through a hole in the roof. Agriculture et chasse. Les Gaulois cultivaient la terre moins bien qu'on ne la cultive aujourd'hui. Today, I want to say it like this. Today, we are cultivating the ground and the soil way better than the Gaulois did. Ils avaient des troupeaux de moutons et de porcs. They had herds of sheep and pigs. Ils mangeaient la viande de ces animaux et se servaient de la laine et des peaux pour faire des vêtements. They were eating the meat of these animals and they would take the wool and their skin to make themselves some clothing. Ils se nourrissaient aussi de gibier. They also nourished themselves with gibier. Gibier is game. So they were also eating game. Do you know what game is? Not like a game that you do. Game is the type of animal that you eat. Il y avait en Gaule des loups, des cerfs, des chevreuils et des lièvres en bien plus grand nombre qu'aujourd'hui. There was in Gaul wolves, deers, roe deers and hares in a bigger number than today. So there were way more then than they are today. Il y avait aussi des animaux qui n'existent plus chez nous, des ours et de grands bœufs sauvages appelés aurochs. There was also some animals that do not exist here any longer. Some bears and some big, large, wild ox called aurochs. Les Gaulois passaient une grande partie de leur temps à la chasse. The Gaulois were taking a lot of time hunting. So hunting was what they were doing mostly. So you can see them on that picture. Gaulois revenant de la chasse, they're coming back from hunting. You see how they're holding the deer down. Okay. Religion des Gaulois. Les Gaulois croyaient que les sources, les rivières, les montagnes, les astres étaient des dieux qui pouvaient leur faire du bien ou du mal, et ils les adoraient. The Gaulois believed that sources and rivers and mountains and all of the sun and the moon and the stars all were gods that could do them good or bad, and they were worshiping them. Leurs prêtres, appelés druides, étaient plus instruits que le peuple qui était ignorant, car il n'y avait pas d'école en Gaule. And their priests, called druides, étaient way more instructed or educated than the people who was ignorant. There was no school in Gaul. Ils enseignaient que l'âme est immortelle, c'est-à-dire que lorsqu'un homme meurt, son âme continue de vivre dans un autre monde. So they did teach that the soul was never going to die, right? Was going to keep on living. Le gui, mistletoe. Ils avaient remarqué qu'une petite plante qui pousse sur les arbres reste toujours verte. They had noticed that there was a plant that was growing on trees, and that plant would always stay green. Cette plante qui s'appelle gui leur semblait être immortelle comme leur âme. This plant called gui seemed to him or to them that it was never gonna pass away, never gonna die, just like their soul. Tous les ans, les druides faisaient une belle cérémonie dans la forêt. Une grande foule se réunissait autour d'un chêne où il y avait du gui. Every year, the druid seems to do a beautiful ceremony in the forest. Lots of people will unite themselves around the oak tree where there was mistletoe. Un druide montait sur l'arbre et coupait le gui avec une faucille d'or. A druid would climb on the tree and cut. So, une faucille is a sickle, or it's a big metal blade that's kind of shaped like that, and they just cut it. Ok, sacrifice humain. Les Gaulois pensaient faire plaisir à leurs dieux en tuant des animaux et même des hommes. The Gaulois thought they were pleasing their gods by killing animals and even humans. On enfermait des malheureux et des malheureuses dans de grandes cages d'osier qui avaient la forme d'un corps d'homme. They would put the people that were going to be sacrificed in those big cages made out of wicker. You know, like the chairs that are woven, they were made from the same material, and then they would catch them on fire. Oh, and those cages had all these cages were forming like a human body, and they would put all the people inside those cages, and then they would catch them on fire, and the crowd would sing and dance while the victims were screaming. So those are the human sacrifices that the Gaulois would do. Bravoure des Gaulois. Les Gaulois avaient pour armes des haches, des épées, des pieux. So the Gaulois had for weapons, so they would have axes, they would have swords, they would have stakes. Those were their weapons. Ils étaient braves, ils disaient qu'ils ne craignaient qu'une chose, c'était que le ciel ne leur tombât sur la tête. They were very courageous. They said that they were only scared of one thing, that the sky would fall on them, on their heads. Ils attaquaient l'ennemi avec fureur et avec joie. They would attack the enemy with fury and with joy. Mais ils aimaient à combattre sans ordre, chacun pour soi, pour son plaisir. But they liked to fight without any order, everyone for themselves, for their pleasure. Ils n'aimaient pas à être commandés. They didn't like to be commanded. À cause de cela, ils furent souvent vaincus. Because of that, they were often the losers. Car il ne suffit pas qu'un soldat soit brave, il faut qu'il obéisse aux ordres de ses chefs. It does not suffice that a soldier be brave, but he must obey the orders of the chief. Si les Gaulois n'étaient pas vainqueurs tout de suite, ils se décourageaient facilement, ce qui est un grand défaut. If the Gaulois did not conquer right away, they would be discouraged so easily and they would give in to their vice. Car un soldat doit rester calme et ferme dans les batailles et ne se décourager jamais. Because a soldier must stay calm and firm in the battles without getting discouraged ever. So you can see them right here marching, going to war, probably with another tribe. So this was the Gaulois for the first 400 years after Jesus. And you have here some questions. So as you listen to what I just said, then you can answer these questions because they're kind of in the order of the story. Okay? So make sure you write your questions down. You pay very close attention to what I say, and you do a good job on those. Okay? And that's all for your class. C'est tout pour votre classe de français.